But you ain't getting done no more. Hi everybody! A little bit of nice music there to get everybody into the Sunday night spirit of things. So it is Sunday the 29th of January 2017. My name is Danny Wow. I know you guys already know that, but for anybody watching this on a recording, and I am an independent consultant with Arbonne International and Regional Vice President, and this is our weekly area training. So a couple of updates before we kick off with our fabulous speakers of this evening. So I went along to National Vice President Joanne Bonnett's Leadership Academy yesterday, and it was absolutely incredible. It blew me away. I travelled down to London and met Marina and Katie Griss down there, who are in Kelly Atkinson's team, and also Gemma Wilford and I think her Stacey. And a couple of things that was said that I thought was really interesting was when all of the NVPs went to Maui in January, which they all do, they found out that the UK has grown 20% in business, which is just unheard of. If your business grows 1% from year after year, that's good. We've grown 20% as a UK market, which tops all of the other markets that Arbonne are in. So all of the other markets, and we've grown the most, 20%. Absolutely, wow, because they couldn't believe it, could not believe it. And for us to grow 20% and still going through our growth, we've not even hit our 10-year anniversary, is a massive, massive success. So I thought that was really interesting. They also talked about the Genius Ultra device. So hands up, who here's got a Genius Ultra? Yeah, love my Genius Ultra. So in Maui, they said that if the Genius Ultra, they paid for this research to be done, if the Genius Ultra was to be sold in department stores, it would be number 2. But I like, wow, the fact that if it was sold in a department store, which it never will be because of the obviously the cost rise that would happen if it was, which it won't be, it will be number 2. That is amazing, considering that this is our first skincare device. And a lot of other places, they're on like their 70th skincare device. They've reinvented, improved. So, wow, I don't know what number 1 was, but I'm sure it's a company that's probably been in the skincare industry for probably the last 30 years, devices, and probably on its probably 70th different device. So, couldn't believe it. That is huge. And they were saying that in America, skincare devices are hugely popular. Every other person has an at-home skin device, but in the UK, it's still really fresh, still really new. Not every other household has one, but every other household will do. So we are really fortunate that we are involved already in at-home skincare devices, and we already can shout about how good ours is. And that research is going to be published soon on the emails and on the source, so we'll get all of that soon heading to us, which is great. Okay, so that was it about a little bit of updates. One last thing, don't forget to buy your Leadership Academy ticket, because they go on sale to everybody on Wednesday the 1st of February, and it will be a total sellout. So we've already had numerous people asking me for the link to book tickets who aren't in our team, and I've had to say something, they don't go on sale until the 1st of February. So if you have not got your ticket for Leadership, you need to get it today, Monday or Tuesday, because they'll be gone on Wednesday. They'll be gone out to everybody. So if you or somebody in your team hasn't got their ticket yet, make that an absolute priority. And the Leadership Academy is on Saturday the 18th of February in Kettering. So right, I'm going to go on to our first speaker. So Vic's going to train for us tonight. So I'm going to introduce her in. So we've got tonight Dr. Victoria Mchale, who is a teacher who's just moved from teaching higher grade to children that have got extra care needs, and she's an absolutely fantastic teacher, just absolutely marvellous. Mother of 2, she lives in Selby near Loughborough, and she's going to train tonight on the fantastic topic that we all love, that is personal growth. And she's going to have a nice little surprise up her sleeve, I'm sure. So please welcome District Manager Vic Mchale.
Hi everybody. Okay, I'm going to share my screen and explain what I'm doing tonight. So when Danny asked me to do some training on personal growth, I was thinking, oh, what should I do it on? What should I do it on? Thinking, oh, maybe I can pick a book that I've read or something like that. And then I thought I wanted to make it quite personal. So what I've decided to do tonight is kind of give my story of my personal development, where I am right now and kind of where I've come from. And so I'm not necessarily talking about one book or one audio. It's everything that I've kind of got from all over the place. So I can't even pinpoint the exact points where I've got them from, the right books or anything. So I hope that makes a little bit of sense. So I'm going to start here then. So the picture in the middle is me before I joined Arbonne. So this is me with my husband Phil and my two girls Violet and Hazel. And at this point I was on maternity leave with Hazel. I, as Danny's just said, was a secondary school science teacher. I was at this point on maternity leave saying I did not want to go back to teaching. It was so stressful. It was thankless. She was always getting blamed for things. Results were always going down and it was always your fault. And I was just like that lady in that picture, just less glamorous, going, I can't take this anymore. So on maternity leave, Hazel, well, when Hazel was born, she was really poorly. And that put a lot of things into perspective for me. And it made me think, God, I was wishing my life away, really. I was going to work, counting down the weeks until half term and just really wishing time away. And it was in this time when Hazel was really poorly that I met Danny and when Arbonne came into my life. And I, at the time, thought, you know, Arbonne could give me money and then eventually that time freedom. Maybe I would be able to leave teaching. So at that point, that's what I thought I was getting into Arbonne for money, really, was the main thing, and to get some time back. Little did I know how much Arbonne was going to give me. And that's really what I'm going to talk to you about tonight, is everything that I've got back from Arbonne. And this is what I talk about when I meet people, and people say, oh, what do you do? And I say, I'm in network marketing. And they say, well, what's that? Is that like selling things? And I say, that is like the tip of the iceberg. I joined for money and I've got so much more, and it's really hard to explain, but that's what I'm going to try and go over tonight, and the personal development that got me there. Okay, so this slide kind of summarizes more where I am now and my journey across the year and a half. So where I am now, I've just grown my circle of friends. So right in the middle's the big Arbonne team around me of just friends everywhere, all around the country. And then to the side, you can see some of my team. And this was when I went into Area Qual. And it was just an amazing day just to have all my new friends around me celebrating that. And it's just this massive positivity that you get from Arbonne. All of the people are so positive, and you just don't get that on a day-to-day basis. And as Danny said at the top, I've switched my jobs now, and I'm now a special needs teacher for physically disabled students, and I absolutely love it. And I'm going to talk about how I believe that if it wasn't for Arbonne, I would not be doing that job that I'm doing today. And I'm just massively grateful for it all. And there's a picture of me at leadership last year, and you can see, if I just flip back, as well with Arbonne and 30 Days to Healthy Living, I've changed a little bit around the waistline. Okay, so starting here, this was a quote that I'd seen just before I joined Arbonne. And then when I'd heard about Arbonne, I was thinking about it. It just kept cropping up everywhere. I kept seeing this quote, you know, if you want something different, then you've got to try doing something different. You're not going to get something amazing from just carrying on doing the same thing every day. And I actually, I just joined Arbonne and I went back to work, and the first classroom that I went into thinking, oh my God, I'm back here again. I said I wasn't going to come back. This was on the wall in the classroom, and I was just like, this is a massive sign, you know, this is meant to be. I've done this for a reason, and it's just going to get me out of here. So this means a lot to me. So this is what I'm going to go through. I've put together my top 10 small changes that I've made to my life that have made such a massive difference. So I'm going to go through them one by one. Okay, so the first one is surround yourself with positive people. When I was at my old job, our head teacher, the old head teacher, always used to say, don't be a radiator. Sorry, don't be a drain, be a radiator. And this was so massive in this school, because loads of people were always moaning. You go to work and they'll be like, oh, we're back here again, oh my god, and just all the time this negativity, and it'd bring you down. And I was one of them. I'd sit there and moan at the same time. But then I started doing Arbonne, and I was surrounded with all you guys that were always so positive, and I'd go back to work and I'd try and like bat off all the negativity all the time, and people started noticing it. They started saying, you know, I've really noticed that you're really positive these days, not how you used to be. So I definitely say, just as much as you can, surround yourself with the people from Arbonne as much as you can, just because their little bits will bounce onto you. You want the positivity to bounce onto you, not the negative from wherever you are at the moment, if it's really negative. And they talk about you being an average of the foremost people that you spend all your time with. So think about who is in your close circle of friends. Is it really, really positive people who are looking to make their life better, or is it people that just sit there moaning about what's going wrong or what they haven't got? So just look at that. And I have had to kind of cut some people out and spend a little less time with some people, even family members. I just feel like just go on and on. This one, you'll notice a little bit of a theme through some of my slides. They do feature a lot of rainbows, and people that know me know that rainbows are a massive thing to my life and do just make me smile. So if I can get one in, I'll get it in. Okay, so this quote, because as well it features a rainbow, is when it rains, look for rainbows. When it's dark, look for stars. So this is just about thinking positively. So are you one of those people, if something's going wrong, you focus on that bit of negativity and it just consumes you? Or are you looking for that little glimmer in that negative time? So for me, I always think back to when Hazel was poorly, and I can think, you know what, I wouldn't have met Danny if she hadn't have been ill. I wouldn't have therefore joined Arbonne. I wouldn't therefore be where I am today. So you just have to pick out those little nuggets all the time. And just wherever you are, if you're just having a bad day, think, well, what's the one positive thing that I could get from this, just to get you through and drag you out and pull you out the other side. Now this one's my biggie. So since before Arbonne, I wouldn't have even known what this meant. Okay, so visualization is massive to me. So we hear that if you start to think things and really start to believe them in your mind, then they will happen. So this is my bit of my story then. So I was at my old school, as I said, wasn't really enjoying it, just happened to have a one-off conversation with a girl who was doing some teacher training, and she'd got a week's placement at this school, and she said this school's really amazing, and just had this random conversation. So me being me, went away and did a little nosy on the internet at this school. I thought, oh yeah, that looks quite interesting. And then I got an email like a week later saying there's a job going at this place and they've got an open day at the same school. And maybe if she hadn't mentioned it, it wouldn't have made a connection with me. But I thought, let's go and have a look around it. So I went to ask for the morning off at school, and they were a bit reluctant, but they let me have the morning off to go and have a look round. And as soon as I walked into this school, I just felt it was this weird connection where I just felt my heart was already in that school, and I just needed to get myself there. So what I did from that point, I went back to school and I was absolutely buzzing, and I saw one of the deputy heads, and she could see that my mind was already made up that I wanted to be at that school. So from that point, I just kept visualizing every little step. I visualized that I was going to go to the interview and everything was going to go really well, because I just wanted it so much. I went through step by step getting that job and what it'd be like and what would I do there. And on the actual day, I was still doing this, like all the way there in the car. I've actually felt that the interview went really fast. Like I just talked so much waffle. I thought, oh, this can't be right. And then I did my lesson, and there was a scrap in my lesson, and I thought, oh, it can't have happened. It can't have happened. But I did. I got the job, and I'm there. And I do believe that some of that visualization must have helped. And I often do this with money now. So also, if you know me, I'm not so great with money, but sometimes if I've maybe spent a bit too much, I'll visualize, because I'm not very good at checking my bank, I visualize that there's more money in there than I think there possibly is. And so far, most of the time, it works. So I really think visualization has been one of my massive things. I've also used it with Arbonne when I'm thinking about my team, and I'm at that point where I think I want to attract more people, and I'll start visualizing another person joining my team. And it has happened a couple of times that people out of the blue would just contact me when I've just visualized that this is going to happen. So I really believe if you just start to think about what you want to happen, then the universe will have your back and you'll be there. So definitely a big one for me. Okay, number 4 for me is gratitude. Now, I've said where I work now, I work with physically disabled students. In my class, I've got nine students. They range from 11 to 16. Most of them, well, over half of them have cerebral palsy. But across the school, there's a wide range of disabilities that the children have got. But I would say that they are the happiest bunch of children that I've ever met in my whole life. And it just makes me think, if they can be sitting there every day in pain, which most of them are, or going through the struggle of just having to have someone help you with your most basic needs, and they're still happy, they're still smiling, then what the hell have I got to complain about? So I'm just thankful every day. I just come back and just thankful the smallest little things. I'm thankful that I can just go to the toilet if I need to. No one has to take me there and help me out. Just thankful for the tiniest things. And I think that if you are feeling quite miserable, I think it'd be just an amazing place to go. It's just a place that's just full of fun and full of happiness. But this can just apply to us all. Just to have a look, if you've had a really bad day, just think, what are the small things? You know, the kids have drove me absolutely crazy today, but I can go away and I can think, you know, there's people there that maybe haven't got those children and they want those children. Or another one is, my house is an absolute tip, it needs cleaning, but I've got a house at the end of the day. Some people haven't got that. So even in that whole chaos of what's going wrong, what is that tiny bit that you can think of that you can be thankful for? And I've now got, thanks to Lindsay, a gratitude jar that I can start popping my bits into. So thanks, Lindsay. This one for me, another biggie, number 5, never stop learning. So I don't think that you should ever stop learning. If you think you know everything, then think again. You need to get out there, and whatever little thing it is, whether it's to do with your business, you want to go and learn a bit more about some products, or whether you want to learn how to do a one-to-one, and go for it. But this is one of the things I've absolutely loved in my new job at the minute, is I'm just learning every single day about conditions, about how to communicate with people, and just keep going. Never stop learning. Just every day there's an opportunity to learn something. And we do this by making mistakes. If we make a mistake or something's not gone right, what can we learn from it? So wherever you go, look for the opportunity to learn. Number 6, another quite personal one here. So it says, life is short, live it. So there's people out there, I feel quite emotional now I'm saying it, that maybe are realising that their life may be being cut short. I've got a friend who's really poorly at the moment. She's got 3 boys. One of them's a little bit younger than my youngest, and she's really struggling with cancer. So I'd like us all to send our positive thoughts out to her, but just be grateful for what we've got. And we don't know how long we've got. You know, if it is shorter than we think, then live it. But even if we live to 100, it's still not that long. We've still not got forever. So just make the most of what we've got. And it's the same with the students at school. We've lost a couple while I've been working there, but just make the most of every day. Just don't waste it. And I think back to when I was in my old job, and I was just wasting the time away, just thinking, oh, one more day, get it over, one more week, and it's half term. Just don't waste it. Just grab every opportunity you've got and just go for it. Woof. Number 7, this is one I'm still working on. And don't worry what other people think. There was a time, more so before Arbonne, when I would always be thinking what other people are thinking of me and not hoping that I wasn't making myself look stupid. But now, you know, increase your confidence. And like I say, it's something I'm still working on. Those people that are putting you down aren't people that you want to be spending time with. So find the people that lift you up. Sorry, I still feel a bit emotional from the previous slide. And just stop thinking about other people that are putting you down. So for me, I wouldn't have just got up and had a dance in public in front of everyone. But I've got to that point through some personal development that just get up there, dance like no one's looking, make a fool of yourself like Danny is. And the thing that I'm now working on is sing in public. So whatever you think you can't do, you can. Don't worry about what other people are thinking about. You know, just do it. I told you there was going to be some more rainbows. So find what makes you happy. So if you've had that stressful day, find your little thing that makes you happy. So it could be spending time with your children. It could be as simple as, for me, just looking at those rainbow cupcakes make me feel really happy and make me want to just smile, just love them. But just whatever it is, even if it's just that little glimpse of something that's just going to get you back in the zone and get you back into that positive energy again, just find it. So I've got a CD in the car at the minute that was recommended by Babs, called Relax Kids. So I got it for work, but I've actually got it in my car at the moment. And it's a bit of meditation for children, but it's actually really nice if you've got a moment in the car. Sometimes when I leave work, really stressful, I've left the children with Phil getting ready and it's all rush, 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 get in the car, stick that on and just have a minute of just, whew, time to get you back in that zone of positivity. Number 9, I think you'll gather, and this is where I am now. So find a job you love and you'll never work another day in your life. So I was reading the Richard McCann book, I Can, and one of the chapters is never stay in a job you hate. And I read this when I was still in my old job, and I just thought, I've got to do something about it. If I don't like it, why am I still here? Just go out and find something different, which I did. So if you're sitting there thinking, oh, I just hate what I'm doing, there's something else out there, but it's not going to change if you just carry on doing it. Just go out there and do something about it. And that probably leads me on to number 10, take a leap of faith. I could have, with Arbonne, thought, I can't do that. I'm not into sales, you know. I'm quite happy just sitting in the background. I'm not going to approach people. And in the same way, I could have said, I'm a science teacher. There's no way I can work in special needs. You know, it's got a lot of elements of primary teaching. I'm not a primary teacher. I can't do that. But how do you know if you don't try? Just get out there and have a go at it. You're probably going to make some mistakes. I'm sure I'm making lots along the way. But 1, you'll be learning as you go. 2, you'll be having fun doing it. And the worst thing is, if you don't do it, you could look back and think, oh my God, what have I missed out on? So that's my top 10 tips in a nutshell.
Our love is strong as a lion, soft as the cotton you lie.
Oh my gosh, I don't even know what to say after that. That was absolutely moving and just incredible. And I could feel the energy when you were about to talk about your friend, not knowing what you were going to say, but you could feel that energy. And I think that was just such a great training, because all the 10 tips were really on point and really significant for all of us. But also it was you, Vic, showing your vulnerability and you know, bearing it all for everybody. Like you stripped yourself back and just really, it was quite raw and just you. And I just think those are the best trainings, and that was the best training that you could have done. That was fantastic, absolutely amazing.
Thank you.
Wow, okay. Compose myself now. Right, okay, so next we've got Mel. So I'm going to introduce Mel in. Woo! So Melanie Hennesy joined Natalie Crawford's team a few months ago. In fact, I think it was longer than that, actually. It was quite a while ago now. She's from Middlesbrough, up north for a lot of us. And she's got gorgeous days in. A lot of us will know Mel best for showing her training of her positive posts about living with tumours. She's an absolute walking, talking inspiration to so many of us, and we all absolutely adore Mel. And she's in the soon-to-be Crawford area, which is very exciting, and Mel's soon-to-be district of Hennesy. Woo! So Mel is training tonight on how to follow up and how to close. So please welcome Melanie Hennesy.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Right, because tonight I'm on my computer. I normally do it on the iPhone, so if there's any problems, let me know. I just like to say, Victoria, that was amazing. You really made me cry. I can so link, like Danny's just said, to the cancer side of it, living with 3 brain tumours myself. And so for me, it was Natalie who connected me to Arbonne, just through a link I'd put on Facebook about my daughter who's 7 was talking one day about cancer, and she doesn't know I'm poorly, and we don't need her to know. And she just said, what was it? Oh, Mummy, I hope you never get cancer and die, and I hope Daddy doesn't, or me. And I saw how I didn't burst into tears at the dinner table is beyond me, but I managed to work my way through it. And then I put a message out, and Natalie saw it and messaged me, and it was kind of at that time for me as well, where when I was diagnosed, my daughter was 6 weeks old, and I'd gone off work. I'm a teacher. I'd gone off work onto maternity leave, and 3.5 years later I went back because I had to go through the operation and the radiotherapy and all the learning to walk and talk again. It was hell, really. And Natalie had seen this message, and at the time when I'd gone back to work, I kind of couldn't go back into my old job because my illness sadly has caused a bit like a chronic fatigue, so I sleep a lot, and I wasn't happy anymore. And I said to my husband, I need to change my job and I need to change my life, but what am I going to do? And we sat and talked about it, and he was saying, you've got to think kind of who's going to employ you, knowing the amount of hospital appointments you have to go through and the sick days you have and not being well, which kind of luckily for me is few and far between. And then Natalie had seen the message I put on Facebook about cancer and what my daughter said, and she got in touch with me, and it kind of, I just knew when I went. In fact, Danny was there when Natalie did the launch, and I just knew then I need to do this for everything it was about and everything it stood for, and knowing that when I have days I can't work, I don't have to answer to anybody or phone in sick. I can just say to myself, well, I'm not working today because I don't feel well, and that's it kind of thing. And knowing that doesn't have anything concerning cancer, and it's a massive one for me, a massive one. And I just love it all. And I think even my daughter at 7 years old is like, if she sees me with anything that isn't Arbonne, I get told off. What are you doing? That's not even Arbonne. I'm like, I've just found an old shower gel, I was popping it in the bin. But that's hoping she's going to follow in my footsteps. So what I'm going to go through tonight is a bit about how to follow up close if you're in you've met, a client or you spoke to somebody, because I have come across a few where there can be, yeah, I like it. Can you buy it in the shop? No. I don't know then. So you can get really positive, but you can also get you really negative. So I'll kind of go through a little bit of how we're going to deal with it. I'm going to try and share my screen up here and hope. Right, if you can see it.
Yeah,
can we all
that's
see that? Yes. So we're going to do a how to follow up close with clients. So we're going to go through the route as in you've met somebody, you've spoke to them, arranged to meet up again and have a chat with them. So basically we all need to, if we don't already know, which I'm guessing we do, we need to know what is a follow up. It's about asking basically and helping people to make a decision. It's not about talking at anybody. We don't do you have to have, why don't you want this? We've got to kind of remember that we're all the same but different, and everybody's thoughts and feelings can be very different, and it can take some people a bit longer than others to decide what they want to do. you've got to think before you speak. I think sometimes it's easy when you go into a talk with someone to kind of overtake everything that they need to ask or they want to say, and make sure you kind of stick to the subject without going too far off the area. It's very easy to start talking about, oh, well, you know, I use this because, but then, you know, I used to use, and you know what, I found that, and my friend, we can all easily do that. So you kind of need to keep it short and sweet without going on too much. You need to make sure that you're asking them what they like, what are they wanting, what are their thoughts, what are their feelings, what do they want out of this. It's really important that we get that customer to understand that it's about them, not you. It is about them. We can very easily, and I guess I can do it. I guess we all can do it sometimes. Be tempted to talk a bit about yourself and why you do it and what you're doing it for. But in the follow-up, I think it's really important to focus completely on them and where they want to be with it all. Don't bore them. Like I say, the last thing, you know, you want to be doing is sat there boring them, you know, because they're just going to stop listening. And I've had that happen. And it, you know, after a while, and then they'll ask you a question and you think, I don't even know the answer because I wasn't listening to what you said. But we kind of need to remember, keep it short and sweet, and ask them, you know, what do they want to do? Do they want to work? Do they want to be a customer? What aren't they sure about? What are they sure about? Make them feel like they are the most important person in the whole wide world. It's very easy to forget that, I think. Why is it important to be yourself when you're talking? Well, we all know if you talk plastic, you know, like you know, plastic doll sat there talking, you sound like a pre-recorded message. So to a lot of people, you're not going to be genuine to them. They're thinking, oh, she's just memorised everything she's saying. She hasn't got a clue what she's on about. Here we say, I've said on it, you know, from a young age, we're conditioned to act in certain ways in order to be loved and or accepted. And I think it's something you tend to carry through life. And a lot of the time you don't even realise you're doing it. It's just become a habit. So that does become the loss of your personal power and authenticity. So you kind of think you're this person, but it's who you've been brought up to be, but you're really this other person who you want to be, but you think you can't be because of what you've always been brought up to believe. So I think we're never too young or too old to change. I mean, I'm 45. You know, I never thought in a million years I'd be working in a networking job. Never in a million years. If you just said that to me 5 years ago, I would have said never, 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 never. It's not for me. But now I would never go back to being answerable to anyone. Never, because you are fully in control of your life, but you have to do this the right way. Because I think if you're going as well and a bit too much like me, you're going to lose more than you're going to gain. You're going to lose respect. You're going to lose people thinking, oh, yeah, she's brilliant here. You know, she knows what she's doing. They're not going to think that. They're just going to lose all respect for you. If we all sound the same, then it won't make us look like we know what we're doing, because we are all the same but different. We are all human beings, but we all think, feel and do things differently. And it's important to be yourself, because I'm guessing you've all experienced it yourself, had someone speak to you and think, you know what, you haven't even got a clue. And I'm just really not interested now. I'm really, really not. So in order to make your business work, you need to understand how it works. So if you're going on a one-to-one with a client or a follow-up about a specific product, say they want to talk to nutrition, health and nutrition, you really need to make sure you know about your health and nutrition. You know, if you have to be positive and happy about and be able to give them answers. Yes, we don't all have the answer to everything, but you can't be ashamed to say, we don't have the answer. I don't know the answer. I'll have to find out on that one. Because if you try and make up an answer, I think it's just going to make you look worse and make you look false. So don't be frightened. In my job as a teacher, when I was teaching, I know students would sometimes come up with the weirdest questions, have the most normal question, and I'd honestly stand and say to them, do you know what, I really don't know the answer to that. Leave it with me, I'll find out and I'll get back to you. They'll respect you more for that than coming out with a pack of lies or making something up, you know, you're going to lose your business straight away. You're going to lose your customers straight away. You've just got to be consistent in your job and everything you do. Kind of, I think I know somebody, I won't say what it was a company who wanted me to go and work with them. And everything they said and everything they stood for, it kind of was what really put me off it even more. Then I was already not convinced, but I was even less convinced by the end of the conversation. So you've just got to be yourself. And sometimes I think, I know when I first started doing it, and I still have my moments when you're a little bit nervous, it's easy just to say anything, to try and rein them in, but it isn't going to. You're just going to lose them. So I think you've just got to be yourself, be as honest as you can be, and be as true as you can to yourself and to your maybe future customers. But if you do it the right way, they will be your future customers. How to overcome your objection. Now, this was a massive one I had with one client when I did my first event. I went to a big fair, like a ladies' fair thing, craft fair, ladies' clothes, jewellery and things. And one of the first ladies that walked up to me, she was so rude and it floored me. She absolutely floored me. And I kind of felt like the rest of the day in my own head, I was like, I can't do this, I can't do it, I can't do it. Because she was so rude to me. And I think it was for her own self-gain. She was a head teacher, or used to be at school, and she retired. And she was asking me about some of the ingredients in the product. Well, I don't know every single ingredient in every single product. But she turned around and said to me, well, you've lost the sale. She said, because you should know everything that's in everything. So you've just lost the sale from me, love, and walked off. Well, that just wiped me. And had I known back then what I know now, I wouldn't have reacted to her. I just thought, well, your loss. It's not my loss, it's actually your loss. And if you want to be like that with me, then I don't want you to buy anything off me, to be honest. So you're not to take things personally. Prepare for it. I wasn't prepared for that. I never expected that. Never did I. It was real. I don't know, it was a real. I didn't cry, but I felt like I could have cried. And I think it was a bit like, I really didn't expect that. But I had nothing to go back at her with, and to say back. And she just stopped me dead in my tracks. So respond, don't react. And I think she could see in my face she'd already got me, because I was like, and I didn't know what to say to her. So make it a conversation. That is important. If I just said to her now, when I look back and I just said to her, well, to be quite honest, you know, we've got such a good range of products, it's impossible to remember everything in every single ingredient. But if you want to know about this particular product, I can find out for you right away. It might just take me a couple of minutes. I'd have floored her, really. Not out of being nasty, but I'd have had an answer and I'd been prepared, but I wasn't. So, like we've said there, sometimes it's the customer's way of needing more information. Sometimes it is. Sometimes people are just happy when they're trying to upset other people or just by being rude. Some people get a kick out of that. I wouldn't. And I sometimes think they say these things and they don't realise how hurtful they're being. And I think, you know what, I could be actually sat at home not working. If my doctors had their way, I'd never work again. But that isn't me in my nature. But I could have walked away on that day and said, that's it, I'm not doing this. I'm not. But then I thought, you know what, no, I am doing this. And just your attitude by itself isn't going to be the reason why I quit or why I fail. Your attitude is the reason why I'm going to succeed in what I do and everything I do. You're always going to get that one person, but it's that one negative that always tends to stand out more from all the other positives you get, because we're all good at remembering the like, you know, if you've come out of a relationship or you fell out with a friend, I think we're all good at saying or remembering when she was this or he was that and they did this and they said that. But we don't go, well, actually, do you know what? We had an amazing time together in that relationship, because otherwise, why were you together that long? We kind of just need to move on a little bit from that and think, right, forget the negative, let's think about all the positives and all the good in this and work forward. I think as well, when you're talking when you're out there yourself, I think we can have that fear of when you approach people, of them panicking a little bit. And I think we've all done it ourselves. Say you're out, I don't know, looking for new stuff. I'm only thinking of this one, so I've just ordered one. But when I first went into the shop, and with my husband, we were like, yeah, let's see about getting a new settee. And we were in there and we were looking, and we'd only been in there a couple of minutes. And the sales assistant literally jumped straight in and, right, what are you looking for? How can I help you? Well, that straight away to me was like, right, it's just too much. I was like, oh, nothing, I'm fine. Are you looking for a new sofa? Oh, no, we're just having a look around, we're just shopping. No, we're not. Yes, I was. But I was petrified to tell her that because she was just so in my face at me, you know, and I could see it was all about what she was going to get out of this, not what she could give me, kind of thing. And it isn't about that. Yeah, the wage is lovely, but that client's got to feel so important, so massively important, that they can't help but say, yeah, I need this, yeah, I want this, but to do it in a nice way. I've just wrote some notes down because I have a terrible memory. Not my fault, it's yours. I blame everything on them. So reacting to an objection can change your body language. So if somebody's really rude to you, straight away, I think we can go, oh my God, we can withdraw, or we're like, oh, or go really red. It can have a massive impact on us. And then, again, we can look like we don't know what we're doing. We can stutter, we can stall, we can be a bit, oh my God, and that doesn't look good either. So if someone is going to react in a negative way, again, be prepared so that you don't look like you're failing and you don't know what you're doing, because some people do want to see that. They want to see 100% that you either really know what you're doing, or she hasn't got a clue, or he hasn't got a clue. So it's important, I think, to be able to do the best you can without being false. Next one, I've only done a couple of slides, I haven't done loads. What is holding them back? Right. It's important to find out what is or what could be holding your customers back. If they don't want to know, don't walk away with your head down. Be polite. Walk, skip, jump away. Be happy. If they don't want to join, that's up to them, because you can walk away with your head down. What's that going to achieve? But if they see you walking away, happy, still smiling, go, well, do you know what? Well, thanks for your time, and I really appreciate that. I'm really sorry that you don't want to join or be a part of the team, or you don't want to order any product. But, you know, if you ever change your mind or you've got any questions to ask, please feel free to get in touch with me. Do you know what I mean? It's then showing them that it's not going to affect you, that you're still happy. And if they ever do change their mind, they know they can come back to you and you won't be rude about it. Because I tend to find if someone's off with you, no, I don't want to know, and you're like, right, fine, that's fine. Do you think that person's going to then ring you in a couple of months' time if they've rethought it? Are they going to ring you and say, I know I'm really sorry and I know I might have upset you? It's not going to happen, is it? I don't think it's going to happen. Then they're not going to pick that phone up. In fact, they'll probably go to somebody else. So let them see that you're not worried. That's their choice. We all have our own decisions to make in life. We all have our own right. It's up to us. But do not walk away miserable. Don't do it. And remember, it's another massive one. If someone cancels the night before a meeting, it is usually because they are worried and nothing else. I've done it. I've cancelled and said, oh, I'm not going to do it now. Oh, I don't think I want to do this. But it's just fears. It's a bit of fear. Sometimes people think, well, what if they expect me to spend this amount of money? Or what if they expect me to have 50 people there and I've only got 5 coming now? And so many people have dropped out, and I haven't got enough food to give people, or I can't fit enough people in my room. And what if, you know, and a lot of it's fears in their own mind. So it's not that they don't want to, it's just it could be a lot of silly little things that make it feel like a massive thing to them and it's putting them off. So ring them. If they cancel the night before through a text message, ring them if you can. If they don't answer the phone, text them, says, everything all right? Can I ask you why? Is something bothering you? Is there something you need to ask? Do you want to talk about something? Be polite. don't be rude or don't be saying, oh, well, I knew that had happened. I knew that was going to happen. I was expecting that. Because, you know, it's not doing you any favours. They might change their mind in a week's time and say, well, do you know what, actually, I do think I do want to do it now. So don't be quick to be negative or put them down. I think we all have our own fears, we all have our reasons for doing things, but try and see it all in the best way possible. A lot of the majority of it is the worries and the concerns and their own personal fears. The majority of the time it's got absolutely nothing to do with me or you as a consultant. So don't be afraid to ask, but be friendly, be happy, don't lose your temper, don't have a mood with them and think, well, you know what, my mates have asked me to go out tonight, and now I said I can't go out because I was doing the party, and now you're not doing it. You know what I mean? As much as it's easy to say that, we've got to try and be positive about it. My final, no, it isn't sorry to lie, my final, what is the plan is the next one before my final. What is their plan? We're looking at what they kind of want out of this. We can help them find them what they want. That is our job. So as a client, if you want to purchase, be for a client or be a consultant, our job is to help them reach their targets, reach their goals, whatever that is, whether it's just to buy one product and be for a client or to be a consultant. See what their goals are, where do they see themselves with this, what are they wanting out of this? Do they just want to shop? Do they just want to help their friends? Is there a reason? Is there an illness in the family? Are they allergic to products? What is it they're about with this? Do they want to make money? And you know, we've got to kind of be able to guide them in the right direction without giving them false hope, but you know, being as honest as we can with them, and helping answer as many questions as possible. Do they have any concerns? We all have concerns. I remember when I was talking to Natalie about doing this, and so, well, what if? Can I do? How do you do that though? What's this about? It's about reassuring them that you're there for them. You know, when I worked in the college teaching, my manager was on the desk next to me. If I had a question or a concern, I just went and asked her. The biggest fear for me in this was, well, what do I do? Because I don't have anybody, I'm my own boss. So my manager isn't sat over there anymore because I'm my own boss. And so who do I ask? But it's about, you know, we all learn something new every day, yes we do. But it's about learning and knowing that this is a massive team. Even though you're your own boss, it's a massive team we're in, and there's always an answer to your question, whether it's from, you know, your sponsor, your upline, from customer service, from anybody on our apps. There's an answer for anything. So, you know, if they've got any concerns and you can't directly answer that, say to them, you know, well, I'm not quite sure now. I will find out. We've got to remember that one. It's a massive one. Don't be afraid to say, I don't know the answer. Share back what they say, so it shows you've listened. So maybe you're sat taking some notes or writing a couple of things down for them, and they're talking to you. Feedback to it. So if they're saying to you, you know, the skincare products, is it, you know, what's in it? And say back, you know, then you say back to them. So you were just asking about the skincare product, what's in them? This is what's in them. What is it you're looking for in particular? You've got to make it. I can't say it enough times. You've really got to make them feel that they're the most important person in the world. But that goes with any job, you know. Anyway, you've got to have that that giving nature, you know, the customer service, the customer skills, all of that are massive in building your business or your customers or your consultants' future. And this, having all of this is what's going to make your future even more amazing. So just be the best you can. You know, we're all going to have days when we think, oh, I can't do it. I still have those days. I can't do it. I'm not good at this. But don't be afraid of asking yourself, because there's always somebody with an answer, or they'll give you an answer and tell you something else. Like, well, I didn't even know that either. You know, so it's about us all working together, but helping the people we follow up with. Is, you know, the way we speak and the way we are with them could be the you know, the reason why they say yes or no. So it's about being positive, helpful, happy in the best way we can be. The last bit basically is about being consistent in your job. Be consistent with everything you do. Follow up your clients. If a client just orders, I always ring them and say to them, I'm just ringing to see if you've received your order. You know, I normally ring about a week after they've received it. Did you receive it on time? Are you happy with it? If there's no problems, I think you need me to do. Do you have any questions? It's just about being consistent and being polite and showing you care. Try and remember something they've told you in a conversation so that when you're talking to them, you can say, oh, well, how is your son? Because I know last time I spoke to you, he wasn't feeling too well. How is he now? I know, eventually you're going to have that many customers, you're not going to remember everything. But it's just nice, especially in the early days with new customers, that you'll have that because they think, well, how does she remember that? How did she know that? Your one-to-ones, your presentations, what are you doing? What do you need to do? And now you're tracking everything. It's easy to get a bit lazy and think, you know what? Oh, I'll just do that later. I'll do that tomorrow. And then that later and that tomorrow doesn't come round. And then it's another week later and another week later and another week later. And then before you know it, you're thinking, oh, it doesn't matter now, I didn't do that. Oh, just forget that, that doesn't matter now. It's not important. So which step have you reached today? This picture was a massive one when I saw it, you know. I won't do it, I can't do it, I want to do it. How do I do it? I'll try to do it, I can do it, I will do it, yes, I did it. We've got to get in the mindset of when you're your own boss, you've got to work and remember that this is important. Even though you're your own boss, you can't say, oh, I'll just do that later, I've just got to quickly move around, oh, I was just going out to see the mate, I'll go and say and then I'll do that later. You have to be consistent. If you want this to work, you have to be consistent in everything you do, or you're only going to succeed in that step you see right at the top. Yes, I did it. Before you know it, you're going to be back down. I won't do it. You're going to end up back right down at the bottom, and you're just going to be up and down, up and down. You're never going to get to where you really want to be because of yourself. Nobody else. You can't blame anybody else.
Mel, we're gonna have to wrap up in a second because Lucy's got to do her training.
Right, well, we're done now. I'm going to say, you close your links. There's a difference between needing and wanting. Some need it, you need those that want it. Nothing worth having comes easy. Be so good they can't ignore you. That's a massive one. And there's a link there that you might want to follow up on because it's a really, really good link. There we go, all done. Thank you, everyone.
Fantastic, Mel. That was absolutely brilliant. I could have listened to you all night, but Lucy's got to go. And then we've got the 9 o'clock call. But that was amazing. Really well done, Mel. Loved your slides. Right, okay, so Lucy. So now we've got the gorgeous district manager in qualification, Lucy Pryor, who's got her little toddler, and she's pregnant with her daughter. And she's going to train for us tonight on the baby care range, the ABC range. So a massive, massive welcome to Lucy Pryor.
Hello everyone. Tonight I'm training on the Arbonne baby care range. I love this range and use it on my toddler. It was the first product I tried and bought and I wouldn't be without it now. Cam used to get red sore patches under his arms, on the backs of his knees and in the crease of his elbows. But since we've been using the ABC range, his skin is perfect and we've had no more problems. The key ingredients are aloe leaf. Aloe is an excellent cleansing and moisturising agent and can also protect the skin against UV damage. Scientists have shown that the skin can absorb aloe for up to 7 layers deep, which stimulates cells that manufacture collagen. It has also been discovered that aloe leaf includes over 200 nutritional substances. These include 20 minerals, 20 amino acids, 12 vitamins and active enzymes. Less is more, fewer ingredients and just more of the good stuff. The ingredients used are only what's needed, all working together, made with the most mild, gentle and soothing ingredients from nature. So we know it's safe for our baby's soft, delicate skin. Chamomile extract has been used since ancient times for their calming and anti-inflammatory properties. The plant's healing properties come from its daisy-like flowers. Vitamin E is a moisturising antioxidant that calms and hydrates the skin. Vitamin E is also important for protecting cell membranes from damage. Sunflower seed oil softens the skin and helps retain moisture. Sunflower seed oil is a natural and healthy way of maintaining great skin. Thanks to its calming and emollient properties, being rich in nutrients and antioxidants, it is widely used for medical and cosmetic purposes and is found to be effective against acne, eczema, inflammation, general redness and irritation of the skin. Shea butter hydrates the skin and provides a protective layer to prevent moisture loss. Shea butter is extracted from a nut and melts at body temperature, which means it absorbs into the skin. All these key ingredients power the ABC products, working hard to nurture and protect your baby's skin. Each hand-selected ingredient is multitasking, functional and beneficial to your baby. Baby's skin is 20 to 30% thinner than adult skin, which means it absorbs and loses moisture more quickly. A third of parents feel that products containing natural or organic ingredients are safer for their children. And when it comes to your children, safety is always number one. The full range is pediatrician, ophthalmologist and allergy tested. The range, mineral sun cream, broad spectrum SPF 30, provides effective protection from UVA, UVB rays, while also soothes and moisturise. It's a non-greasy formula, glides on easily and absorbs quickly into the skin without whitening. It is also water resistant for up to 40 minutes. Chemical-free, non-nano zinc oxide mineral sun cream actively provides a physical barrier between the skin and the damaging UVA and UVB rays. The hair and body wash, gentle but effective cleaning for the face, body and hair without stripping delicate skin of moisture. Its tear-free formula leaves skin, scalp and hair soft, smooth and compacted. It is naturally scented with essential oils, a blend of cottonseed, vanillin and sandalwood, while the shea butter deeply moisturises and conditions hair and scalp. The nappy cream helps treat and prevent nappy rash, protects chafed skin due to nappy rash by creating a water-repellent moisture barrier, with non-nano zinc oxide helping to soothe and relieve nappy rash discomfort. And lastly, the body lotion. It's clinically proven to provide 24-hour moisture. It is ultra mild and ultra soothing, offering all the features of an oil and a lotion in one easy to use product. The body lotion is also scented with a blend of essential oils, cottonseed, vanillin and sandalwood. The body lotion absorbs quickly and contains soothing botanicals, antioxidants and minerals, gently providing nourishing moisture through a protective layer of natural emollients and antioxidants. The ABC range isn't just for babies, it can also be used on all ages if they have super sensitive skin because it's such a mild formula. And that's it.
Fantastic. That was brilliant, Lucy. And I echo what everybody said on the chat. I would not be without my ABC products for my kids. My kids used to have terrible skin, and since using the ABC products, it's made a massive difference. Right. Well done for all of the trainers tonight. So I'm going to wrap up the call because we've now got our 9 o'clock call that everybody jumps onto. So I'll see you all on the 9 o'clock call. Massive thank you to our incredible trainers tonight, Vic Mchale, Melanie Hennesy and Lucy Pryor. Fantastic weekly training. I can't wait to get this uploaded to share it with everybody. Well done, everybody. Bye. See you at 9 o'clock.